Hello, everybody. Brian here from quantlabs.net. We are online now. Let me just kill my various YouTube. Alrighty, so we are now
A lot
online.
of people ask me if I can actually make
Sorry about
from a Bitcoin business.
all these crappy ads on YouTube. All right. All right, so we are now live. Let me get started. Sorry about the delay there. Okay, so let me just clean up this desktop so we don't have any distractions. All right, so I've been working fast and furiously over the last week or so on, or actually probably the last couple of weeks regarding big cryptocurrency. So let me make sure we get up to speed on where we're at. And in case you are new or watching this, I have on my YouTube channel a set of videos. Actually, let me just go into the playlist first. So if you go into my playlist for Bitcoin cryptocurrency, I've made a whole whack load of updates to video to Bitcoin stuff, 315 crypto pairs using Binance data. So if you come onto these playlists, you'll be able to find what I'm going to be talking about. All right, so knowing all that, let's get down to business. Okay, so right now we have one script that generates a lot of these charts. I can generate over a few thousand of these, so there's a lot of, we'll call it noise. Again, let me just mention a few things here regarding CoinMarketCap, because the cryptocurrency asset class field is really in some form of a meltdown, at least with Bitcoin. There's a lot of cryptocurrencies, just very few that are actually making any money. Over the last day or so, I have been trying to generate long opportunities using the indicators I've been using. I have been able to generate long opportunities up until Friday with about 4 or 5, and then all of a sudden today, well, yesterday I only got one long opportunity, and today there's been nothing. So it's completely, if I was to use my methodology, pretty well dried up. So this is what I've been working on. So I have a couple of files that we've got working in this folder here. It's all done in Python. The first one is the spreadsheet. So I'm not sure if I should put too much focus on what I've added, but if you have been watching what I've been doing today, I've added a bunch of new indicators. Slope of the regression line, which is really the trend line, R value, P value, standard error, and the actual last price of the close. So here's how we define these new columns, fields, whatever you want to call them. These ones right here. Slope of the regression line, which we talked about. Intercept, we don't really care about. I'm not tracking it. R value is a correlation coefficient. P-value is a two-sided p-value for a hypothesis test whose null hypothesis is that a slope is 0. So this is somewhat important, and the standard error of the estimate. So as it stands right now, this p-value is the chance of this being valid. So you can see that the p-value can be somewhat relevant based upon how it generates the slope of the regression line. So what I'm saying is, traditionally, I would generate a buy signal. I'd also generate a harmonic pattern here, and I'd be able to track at the latest formation on when these were created. I've been tracking standard deviation statistics for basically volatility, momentum, volume. This is a big one based upon, you can see here, we're dealing with Bitcoin, USD, Ethereum, and then it just just drops off. Here's another decent crypto here, the ZIL BNB. I'm still trying to get familiar with these crypto names. These ones, when they're low at 20,000, this one's okay at ONT BTC. So it's quite interesting that the volume is a factor regardless of if it generates a signal or not, because if you have a lower cryptocurrency like this one, what will tend to happen is you'll have difficulty on the fills. So there's no point even trying to make an attempt on that trade or that entry. So let me just go through these other columns here. So we have a time frame. I have mentioned in the past, I don't like hourly as it stands right now because it's just pretty well a form of scalping. There's fib value, which basically means is the price within either our golden zone or undervalue. It's not overvalued, essentially. Our buy signal is the latest bar or latest day. Does that day or bar generate a buy signal? And that's generated by classic moving average 20-day, simple moving average 20-day and 50-day, the crosses there. Sell signals, the reverse to that. HS difference is a head and shoulders difference between the price and the neckline of the head and shoulders. There's that. Trend difference is the difference between the trend line and the latest price. So I mentioned with volume. Momentum is based on the number of positives versus negative daily returns. Standard deviation is, again, statistical equivalent of volatility. The harmonic pattern, as I said, there's a 6, there's a bullish or bearish, can be a Gartley, a bat, butterfly, or an ABC. And we also have harmonic patterns for bear harmonic patterns as well. We also have slope, the R value, P value, and standard errors I showed, as well as the, just give me a second here, the standard error and the close. I just mentioned those earlier. So that's what we got generating in the spreadsheet. And I now have 3 Word documents that this script will generate. The first one is a short. Now it will be able to use the data, and this data was generated not too long ago, maybe an hour ago. So when you look at this, I've also shown this Word document a week ago. And basically what we have here is a list of all the sell signals for these pairs that I'm listing here. We also do a sort on certain data. Oh, before I forget that, we also measure the group mean of the volume, the volatility, and from there we calculate the volatility mean of the group of these crypto pairs right here. And then at the end, we sort everything, and then we compare the volatility versus the group. In this case, for WTC ETH, the volatility is higher than the group mean. The volatility, we track the volume as well. Was there a harmonic pattern tracked? And is the price less than the golden range from the Fibonacci? And then we can display all our charts. So here we have cross signals, we have the trend line, we also have the Fibonacci levels, the statistical distribution of the daily returns, and that's how those are generated. So the big situation here is when you look at this file here for shorts. This is from Binance. This is pretty well useless because you are not able to short on Binance. So I might just keep this for kicks and just to show that there's probably more shorting opportunity than longing opportunity. So when you look at the long, and this is the scary part today, as I mentioned earlier, there was not one long pair or long crypto pair generated at all. Right here, where there's a buy signals, and there's virtually nothing. So as a result, that means that because of the cryptocurrencies are in such downtrend, a good majority of them, there's very few long opportunities according to these indicators that I'm using. So what I ended up doing was I changed the crypto longing and base it only on trend. So this is all new, and essentially what this is now is very similar to the other reports, but I'm not sure if these are accurate because I don't know if this is bug ridden or not, but these are the pairs that meet the conditions that I mentioned for long opportunity. But when I look at these or verify these on TradingView, the it's not that good. Let me give an example. So if I look for this pair here, let me just load up TradingView. So I'll want to make sure we're using Binance, the exchange, not Poloniex. Let me just see what's going on here. We should be pulling up this particular pair from Binance. I don't know what exchange this is from, but at the end of the day, we have a strong sell. When I load up this one here, this BCHBNB, this will be for sure Binance. See, another problem with TradingView, this is Binance, the Binance cryptocurrency, their own cryptocurrency. So TradingView doesn't list this on TradingView, and I believe that they just don't trust this coin because of obviously maybe conflicts of interest to having this currency or this pair or this BNB on the Binance exchange. So as a result, they don't list it on here. So anything that ends in BNB is not part of Binance. So LTC, USDT, I believe this is Tether, Litecoin, and Tether. Okay, I'm just trading idea. Oh no, we want ticker. Okay, so you'll see here it's Litecoin, Tether. We're using Binance, so we want to make sure we use that correct exchange. So we'll just let it load up. You can see here it's generating a sell signal. But it gets interesting. So these two that I'm about to show you, let me just make sure if this is the case. Oh, okay, it does include the Binance code. In here, this is quite strange. We have a sell on this one. But it gets very, very, very interesting. So this one is Litecoin and Binance code. So they're all sells. So that tells me that these ones that are quote unquote generated as a buy signal are incorrect, obviously because of bugs. So I still got to use that. But what needs to be understood is that this period that I look back on to generate these charts, the problem is it's over 1,000 days. So I've shortened it down to about 6 months to about let's say 200 trading days, which is pretty well every day since cryptos don't close. So that's kind of what I've been playing with. And I will tell you, from what I've seen, from what I've seen, this methodology seems to work okay once we get some momentum, a positive momentum back into the cryptocurrency space. But it's quite tough, I would say, to generate long opportunities based upon these trends. Oh, hey, KevBot, do you have AGI on your list? I just got added to Binance. No, I don't. I can look at it, but according to my indicators, it's not generating anything. But let me pull that up. So that's AGI. AGI against what though? Bitcoin or Ethereum? AGI BTC. Let's say that. Yeah, it's a sell. Or Ethereum. To sell. So yeah, this doesn't get included because it's not meeting my indicators. So I don't think that would help you out. If you got any questions, let me know. So that's where things stand right now. So I'm trying to shorten the time that it's been using. So as I said here, I'm using to generate these charts is over 1,000 days. So I'm trying to shorten that down to roughly 200, which is just over, I don't know, 200, 6 months plus another 12 days or about 20 days. So it's about just around 6-7 months worth. That's what I'm going to be trying to generate now to get it a little more accurate. But the reason I like using this time period is because it goes all the way back since the creation of that cryptocurrency, which really helps on the analysis. So yeah, there's some heavy duty bugs going on, but majority of these are down and pointing down for a while. So if I show you some of the older ones from June 11th. So here's the one. Today's the 12th, I believe. Yeah. So this is one generated yesterday. As I said, I'm only able to generate one long opportunity, and that's the only pair I was able to generate was this one. It's all the usual stuff, but that's it. That's the only pair I was able to generate a long for. So let me just see what it says in TradingView on this pair. So it's still in a sell mode, but if it was the shorting capabilities, we'd be doing pretty good. And one of the videos I put up yesterday showed there was shorting opportunities like 25% over a month or so. So it's pretty good, but unfortunately we cannot short in at least Binance. The only, if you go to my blog, I listed some of the brokers that you can short on. I'm going to say brokers, sorry, brokers, what do you call them? Exchanges. Let me just see here. I just posted this earlier today. I'll find it right here. So the only ones you can short are BitMEX and Bitfinex. So Bitfinex, if I got that pronunciation right, Bitfinex. So here, this was shut down a while ago and reopened, but they came back with a minimum $10,000 you need to get into this. So that right there will delegitimize the ability to use this exchange. So the other one that you can use for shorting is BitMEX, but that's a derivatives kind of exchange. So there's a lot of nuances that come with that. And the selection is not quite a lot on that exchange. Like Binance is great when the markets are good. So let me just see here, BitMEX. Let me see what kind of doesn't have a very good selection of cryptocurrencies. Let's see here. Okay, let me just see what kind of pairs we have. So here's the only available pairs that we can sort of, I believe, work with: Bitcoin, Cardano, Bitcoin Cash, EOS, Ethereum, so on and so forth. It's not even 10. Now it could be. So there's all these different contracts that are available. So it's a very limiting number of Bitcoins, cryptocurrency pairs that you can work with. So one way to verify that is if I go into my CCXT module in see in here, yeah, so here's Bitfinex. Sorry, I'm just going to go into the data folder here. I believe I have, okay. So what we have here is, I don't have BitMEX. Okay, I'll have to run this. So Python, CC, Python. I can't even remember the name. I haven't done this in a while. Okay, so we have, I think I gotta run this guy here, this Python 3 CC market data. And then the exchange we want is BitMEX, and then symbols, some junk. Hopefully I don't want to spend too much time on this. Okay, so here's our entire number of cryptocurrency pairs, all these ones. I'm not sure what these dot ones mean. Maybe it's a contract for a derivative, but if either way, let me just pull up my spreadsheet here. Okay, new spreadsheet. Wow, here we go. Okay, so what we have here is pairwise. Let me just take out these contracts because that's what I believe they are. Yeah, so I'm not sure what these mean, but at the end of the day, you can see that the selection is very, very small. So it's a tough one to want to venture into with BitMEX. So it's not even 60 currency pairs, or call them whatever you want, different asset classes. So that's very limiting, but that's the only other one we can short with. Let me just see what the BitMEX funding requirement is. BitMEX account funding requirements. Leverage is not a fixed. Let me just pull this up here. Funding. I'm not sure if, I don't think there is a minimum amount to fund an account. What is the minimum deposit to trade on? Oh, there you go. So $1. There you go. What is the minimum deposit trade on BitMEX? So you could kind of do it in small amounts, but yeah, I just think you gotta be aware of that. Any questions so far? No? Okay, so I just wanted to make that known that the ability to short on crypto just doesn't really happen. There's only the two exchanges. One, you need 10,000. The question is on terms of, can you rely on Bitfinex, and BitMEX is a totally different animal. So yeah, our only option is really to long and long only. So I'm still trying to find the right combination for an entry. Exits are a lot easier because once we have our entry, we just use the average true range. So the idea is to use trend with, is the price over trend? And the other question is, yeah, those are the two higher priorities among the other indicators I've used. So that's the challenges so far. But once I get something working to shorten the look back, is it 1,000 days, or do I just shorten it down to 200 days? I'm not really sure, but if I use 1,000, it is difficult to find longs. So that's part of the challenge. And if I do go with the let's say 200 days, where does that leave me in terms of accuracy and signals as well? So that's pretty well it so far. It is a challenge in a down market, as I said before. The coin market cap, yeah, a lot of these cryptocurrencies over the 24 hours have been hammered, and it seems to be not so bad last week, but generally, if there's negative returns, yeah, it's pretty tough to be challenged with this. So that's at least trading on a daily end of day strategy as opposed to a intraday. And the only way to do intraday is scalping. As you know, I think that's pretty well it. So anybody got any other questions so far? If not, I can shut her down. I was going to say this is going to be a short one because I was hoping to have a little more positive news, but since Friday that Bitcoin's been hammered and that hack in South Korea, it's really messed up the abilities to make some real cash out of this. Any other questions? I'll wait it out. Let me know. If not, I'll tear it down. Hopefully next week I got better news for you. Okay, I'll wait. I'll do it go once, twice, 3 times. Only half an hour. And we got any trading questions at all? Let me know that too. As from what I've shown, as far as I know, this video playback will be available on YouTube once the rendering's complete on the video. That's all at the YouTube level. Anyone got any questions so far? Anybody? Okay, so I'll do a going once, a going twice, a going 3 times, but I'll have to still hang out to make sure people are able to get the question. If not, you know where you can reach me out on Facebook or Twitter. Hopefully I got better news if you are an active watcher of what I do. And thanks for that too. Thanks for the like as well. Appreciate it. Anybody? No? Maybe? Okay, so does that mean I'm done? Okay, I guess I am. All right, well, thanks for participating tonight, and hopefully we'll see you back on Mondays again next week. And have a good day, night, and all that. We shall talk to you soon. Have a good night.